What the America allies may not have expected was the strength and ferocity in opposition to the invasion. The Filipinos fought a guerrilla fight against the invader who was unable to reach a truce throughout the war years. From the moment they realized they had lost when superior force took the nation to the final battle for liberation. The guerrilla movement spread throughout the country of the Philippines, bringing together people despite their differences in language, religion, culture, customs, and tradition. In both form and content, it was truly national. Numerous Japanese army divisions that might have otherwise been utilized to invade other countries were strategically held in check by the guerrilla effort on the islands. Though its contribution to the Allies' victory in World War II has been fully quantified, there is no doubt that the Filipino resistance movement was essential to the Allies' cause. It might have determined the outcome of the battle. It's hard to say how crucial it was for the Filipino mind because the guerrilla fighter ended up remaining a constant presence in the country. The Second World War ended, but the Philippine guerrilla war continued to this day. But the cause for which the rebels may currently be fighting may be obscure to many Filipinos. The reality remains that the fight against the Japanese during World War II brought the Filipino people together in a way that no other event could. As Jose Rizal could only imagine when he founded the Liga Filipina in 1892, it was the shared cause that homogenized the country. Hostility toward the invader was the only factor that managed to unite the dispersed archipelago from Batanes to Sulu. They presented a united Filipino front even though they may have operated separately and independently of one another. They included city breeds and mountains dwellers, society sessions and slumlords, Muslims and Christians. The Holocaust left behind something like this, a fresh sense of Filipinoness resulted from it.
The Second World War served as the Filipino people's crucible, the ultimate test for both the individual and the country, a test of the efficacy of institutions of government and religion, a test of trust in truth, justice, and freedom, and in fact a test of all the ideas of Filipino elder. In the minds of the majority of Filipinos at that time, the Japanese invasion in December 1941 was unprecedented. Only a few different groups in the nation had experienced the American invasion in 1898 because it only affected specific regions of Luzon and the Visayas, and it was only endemic in Mindanao. The Philippine-American War did not have a national scope. The reality of World War II, which lasted from December 1941 until the last Japanese commander descended from the hills in August 1945, was felt by every Filipino of every age in every inhabited area of the archipelago. At least two circumstances brought on by the Japanese occupation of the Philippines during World War II left an indelible mark on the Filipino people. First and foremost, the occupation of the country's land by hostile foreign soldiers sparked the resistance movement and made it clear to the populace that they had a duty to protect their area and were willing to risk their life and fortune to do so. Second, the lack of essentials and necessities for a decent living contributed to the degradation of the populace and ensuing decline in moral and ethical standards, which laid the groundwork for a culture of corruption. In order to further explain the first requirement, it should be noted that the possession of their own land by the outsider left the Filipinos with deep psychological scars. On December 10, 1941, the Japanese simultaneously entered Vegan Ilocos Sur and Atimonan Tayabas. It appears that they were unaware of this at the time. Obviously, they would quickly discover how painful a location it was to their eternal misery.